Superfrog.
Hello and welcome to a look at Superfrog for the Amiga, a game that was released by Team 17. Now the animated introduction sort of set up the background for this game, so I don't have to delve too much into it. You can likely gather that the objective of this game is for you to rescue your wife-to-be and unfrogify yourself. And in order to do just that, you will have to navigate 6 main worlds, each divided into sub-levels, and you complete each sub-level by gathering coins. You are basically paying the fee for using the exit of the level. Cost of living is expensive, even for magical creatures in a magical world, and they charge a certain fee for you to progress. That is the reasoning that's been used, and it works for me. As you navigate the different levels, you have various obstacles that you have to circumvent or defeat in various different ways, and you will have various different fruits and things like that to pick up. They give you a point score, but much more importantly, they count towards a bonus counter, which will be relevant at the end of the level. And that bonus counter is based on how many coins you pick up, because you can keep picking up coins even after you have fulfilled the requirement for the level, but also how much time you have left and the amount of fruit you have picked up. So in order to get the most bonus potential, you are definitely encouraged to navigate and explore the levels as much as you desire, depending on, of course, on how much you consider the bonus game to be relevant for you. The problem is, because it is a problem, the bonus game is very, very relevant if you want to progress in this game, because the game has a level code system which is tied to the bonus game, and the bonus game is a fruit machine or one-arm bandit, whatever people call it, and you basically have to win the level code. Based on the amount of bonuses you gather from time remaining, fruits picked up, and coins gathered, you will get a certain amount of coins that you can either convert into points or gamble by using the fruit machine. Because it is the only way you can access the level code, you sort of want to gamble, which is something that certain people will definitely not find appealing. Unless, of course, you're good enough playing the game that you can bypass level codes and that kind of stuff. But once you enter the bonus game, you have a slot machine, fruit machine, one-arm bandit, whatever people call them, and then you can spend your credits hoping to unlock various different bonuses. You can unlock the score. You can unlock a high-low game where the number, and you can see there's a red number which is your credits, and then you have a blue number which is the counter. And if you get high-low, then you have to bet on what you think it's going to be higher or lower, and that will increase the bonus potential going up the ladder towards level code, extra life, and that kind of stuff. But of course, I mean, it is a gamble, and due to that, you can fail as easily as you can manage it. By getting 3 drink tokens, symbols thing, you get the level code outright, but at the same time, if you are not in possession of a certain amount of luck, you can play this game and reach 7-8 bonus levels and never get a level code. Not great design, in all honesty. Let's cover the technical side of things, and I do want to emphasize that this is an opinion piece. I'm not going to claim that my opinion is more or less valid than anyone else's. Feel free to agree or disagree as much as you like. I'm perfectly okay with that. The reason I'm saying that is because of the very varied opinions about this game as a whole. Graphics-wise, I think the sort of cartoonish style suits the game and gameplay quite well. The main character looks a bit frog-like, which is a good idea because it's Superfrog. And of course, as we all know, any character with super in the name wears a cape because capes are cool. And as such, I think it adds to the character and it works perfectly fine. The enemies are varying quality. Some of them are quite simplistic and some of them are a bit more well drawn and all that kind of stuff, and I have no issues with the variety and the graphical quality of the enemies you are facing and obstacles and all that kind of stuff. I don't necessarily love it, but I have no complaints. The pacing of the graphics is surprisingly high, and you can obtain some quite absurd movement speeds on your frog, and you may or may not find that element enjoyable because you can actually reach speeds where controlling the character can become a bit of an issue. The general layout graphically I'm perfectly happy with. I know that quite a few people have been addressing the fact that the backgrounds are a bit bare and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, for me, this is a game that's supposed to be played at a somewhat high pace, so backgrounds and all that kind of stuff has no relevance, because super spiffy looking backgrounds has no impact on the gameplay, and games are ultimately all about the gameplay. The sound design is by and large excellent. The sound effects and that kind of stuff are very, very fitting for the game's hype, and the game's general feel. And as such, I have very, very little to complain about in that regard, but I do want to mention that certain of the sound effects sound outright hollow, and you may or may not find that noticeable, and if you do, you may or may not find that annoying. The music, I'm perfectly happy with the music, the title music and the in-game music, even though certain people complain that the level loops can be a bit on the short side. I was happily playing the game without being agitated, frustrated, annoyed, or whatever else it might be concerning the music, even though the loops can be a bit shortish. So I am very, very happy with the sound design in general. Controls-wise, left, right will move your frog, left and right, up will jump, and down will duck if you feel the need to do such. And fire button when you pick up the spot, which is the friend you can throw at enemies. You will do so using the fire button. You can throw them straight forward or straight up or angled upwards, depending on your facing. If you pick up wings, you can use the fire button to slow your descent by tapping the fire button. You can only do that to a certain point. At one point or another, the wings will stop flapping and you will fall straight down, which is something to be very, very mindful of. The controls are responsive, and depending on the speed of Superfrog, they can feel a bit floaty, but I don't think that is a mistake. I think that is by design. The gameplay is a platform, gather objects, navigate levels, explore levels more like. And the level design is another complaint point from a lot of people, because they are more or less labyrinths that you have to navigate. And while I have many a time before claimed that I'm not keen on heavy exploration in games, I still found this game to be very, very enjoyable, and remembering how much I enjoyed it when I was much younger was easily done, because I enjoyed it just as much playing it for the purpose of this video. As I've mentioned before, when covering games, I usually try to read comments to get a feel for people's opinion of a certain game. And something I found very, very interesting was that there was quite a few obvious console gamers that had a few things to say about this particular game. Back then, there was a massive difference between home computers and consoles, and comparing them was a bit like comparing apples to oranges, but this is a discussion I usually pass on because I think it's silly. But if Mr. Console Gamer wants to compare apples to oranges, I need to emphasize that if you plug 1 meg of memory into an Amiga 1000 and boot a Kickstart 1.3 disk, an Amiga 1000 can play this game. And that is hardware that was concepted, designed, prototyped, and produced in 1983, 84, and 85. I would have loved to see a Nintendo or Sega console of that era produce anything resembling this game. And if Mr. Console Gamer insists on comparing apples to oranges, I can further emphasize that an Amiga was used to render a sci-fi series, something I would love to see as Sega Saturn Mega Drive, whatever people call it, or Super Nintendo entertainment system attempt to do. So can we please cut out these silly comparisons? Superfrog as a game, you're either going to likely love it or not. For me personally, I think the gameplay flow is excellent, and as such, I am prepared to ignore the other not so great parts. On that note, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye for now.